So I was born at a very young age.
So I was born September 26, 2005.
My childhood was kind of crazy. My mom had cancer while she was pregnant, so yeah.
And the doctor said I would never ever walk because I had a fucked up spine. And I proved them wrong. Then I got pneumonia and it was really sad.
My dreams at the time were to become a professional baseball player and to also just be cool and awesome.
As a child, I was super withdrawn from everyone else, could not make friends.
After some events that happened to me, I started to exhibit signs of depression and anxiety as a young child.
Some things made me happy, and that was my animals. I grew up with a lot of animals, never lived without a pet dog or a cat or something. And that was super cool.
And my family was very supportive of me and very loving and understanding. At the time, we weren't very rich, but I remember Lego Star Wars 2 had come out, and my dad surprised me. It wasn't even my birthday or anything. He just laid it on my bed, and I was so excited to play that game, but I wasn't used to 3D games. So I was naturally really bad at the game, and I didn't do much except run around, but it is one of my favorite memories was playing that game. It also introduced me to gaming, and I developed a love for it ever since.
That's my brother and me. My brother was super into video games, which made me into video games, and we both love video games, and that was like the only way we bonded. We were both super gifted nerds.
I also played t-ball as a kid and realized I didn't like playing sports all that much.
Cool. And then I was 10, my dad got sick, and we all were really sad, so we all packed up our bags and we moved to a small little town up north. We moved from sunny Arizona to Forest, Arizona.
One thing that did kind of ignite my fire though and not make me as sad was theater.
I had a really hard time adjusting. I still could not make friends because I was friendless for a lot of my life, but I did take joy in drawing and computer stuff and games and theater. And then we got sick of the cold and small townness, and we moved back down to sunny Arizona. And then I turned into a teenager, which was crazy.
Being a teenager was probably like the lowest point in my life.
Yeah, I was a teenager. And that came with a lot of things, good and bad. I turned very moody and depressed and sad and angry and happy and a lot of things that would not be figured out until later in my life.
Well, I was depressed as hell. I had no friends. I was drunk. And I was a lover of 21 Pilots. Cool story about that though. My mom drove me to a different city to go see 21 Pilots. And it was really cool, and we bonded, and it was really fun. This is also around the time I discovered I had horrible taste in men and a raging eating disorder, so it was really fun up in my life.
I still struggled making friends, but I made a couple through theater, and then COVID hit, and I was really sad, and it was tormenting me. And I became very withdrawn and depressed, and I didn't really talk to anyone.
I continued to do theater, and through theater I found a really bad guy that was really mean to me, and I let him get the best of me, and I wish I could turn back time and punch him in the face.
Yeah, and then once COVID stopped hitting, high school was a blur, and I was super into theater, and I made some friends, and I all started looking up, and then I met Alexa, and we didn't really vibe for a little while, but eventually we became bestie.
The beautiful, mystical, amazing Jada showed up, and we became friends.
And I graduated 2024. I'm in community college. I'm dating someone. I adopted a dog and a cat, and I live by myself. And because my parents left and they were living in a camper.
Adulthood so far has been kind of a crazy ride. I entered another really bad relationship. It was in a lot of ways worse than the initial guy, and I went through the ringer and he made me very sad. However, this time I took the power back and I ended things with him and didn't give him the power to hurt me anymore. To university, I got my first apartment, my health started to decline, and then I crashed out. I was admitted to a psychiatric facility just to get my head back on, screwed on straight, and throughout it all, my wonderful family is still there. backing me up. And Jada, of course, is there too. And I think that's pretty awesome. The future is unknown, but I know that I have these great people surrounding me. Bye.
And I'm happy, and I'm waving goodbye. Goodbye.